Want to get this briefing by email? Here's the sign-up. Good evening. Here's the latest. Jacqueline Martin, Associated Press 1. I do not favor punishing children, most of whom are now adults, for the actions of their parents. But the US is a nation of opportunity because we are a nation of laws. That was President Trump explaining his decision to end the Daca program, which shielded some 800,000 young undocumented immigrants from deportation. He is demanding that Congress take on the job of replacing it before it begins phasing out in March. In this video, some of the Dreamers explain what they've gained from the program, and what they stand to lose. We also compiled the objections to ending Daca from business leaders, and reactions to the decision from the right and left. Above, a protest in Washington, Carlos just Associated Press 2. The cleanup continues along the Gulf Coast, and now a major hurricane is threatening to batter the Caribbean, and then head toward Florida. Irma is an extremely dangerous Category 5 storm, and could make landfall tonight in Barbuda and Antigua, and Puerto Rico, above, and the Virgin Islands tomorrow. Here's our map of Irma's trajectory. The storm is already tied for second strongest Atlantic hurricane ever recorded. Today on our podcast The Daily, our reporter discusses the 48 hours he spent with one Houston family as they began to rebuild after Harvey. Justin Sullivan, Getty Images 3. The House and Senate are back to work in Washington, and they have an unusually heavy workload. The top items include hurricane aid, the debt limit, rewriting the tax code, shielding the Dreamers, children's health insurance and more. A House vote on emergency aid for Hurricane Harvey victims could come as soon as tomorrow. One possible wrinkle: the White House and some Republicans want the aid tied to an increase in the federal debt limit, but a conservative bloc opposes that. Above, Beaumont, text, today, Mark Shielby agents France Press, Getty Images 4. China faces a difficult decision if, as expected, the Trump administration presses Beijing to impose an oil embargo on North Korea over its latest nuclear test. President Xi Jinping, above, must avoid appearing to buckle to U.S. demands, but also deter moves toward a destabilizing war on the Korean peninsula. On a deeper level, the North's defiance is undermining Beijing's long-term goal to replace the U.S. as Asia's major power. Adam Dean for the New York Times 5. At least 123,000 Rohingya refugees have fled from Myanmar into neighboring Bangladesh since late last month, by the UN's count, an exodus that appears to be the largest in a generation. Our reporter shot this video of some of the thousands of desperate people streaming across the border. Some told her of massacres by the security forces and allied mobs. Dozens of people I spoke to on the refugee trail said they had seen multiple people shot dead, she wrote. Others spoke of families burned alive in their homes. Antonio Lacerda, European Press Photo Agency 6. In Rio de Janeiro, the police searched the home of Brazil's Olympic Committee chief, Carlos Arthur Nuzman, above, as part of an investigation into allegations that Brazilian officials paid bribes to secure the 2016 Games. Prosecutors in the country have opened corruption investigations into several Olympics-related infrastructure projects. But the search was the first official sign that the authorities are investigating the possibility that the Olympic bid may have been bought. Michael Dwyer, Associated Press 7. The Red Sox were caught using an Apple Watch in the dugout to steal hand signals from the Yankees. We have the exclusive, and remarkably popular, story. At the US Open, Venus Williams advanced to the semi-finals, beating Petra Kvitova 63-36, 76-2. And Pablo Carreño Busta beat Diego Schwartzman in the men's quarterfinals. Our sports columnist assessed the tantalizing possibility of a meet-up between Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal at the tournament, which would be a first. Here are the complete scores and the schedule. 8. Our Cosmic Affairs desk reminded us that today is the 40th anniversary of the launch of the second of two Voyager probes. No other spacecraft have gone so far, or explored so many worlds. Back then, our science reporter writes, the dream of distant worlds was magic. Learn more about its history in this video. And if you're interested in space, we made a calendar of meteor showers, rocket launches and other celestial events that you can add to your own Google or iOS calendar. Boudica we raising Getty Images 9. In almost every mammal species, an infant's cry has a primal impact on nearby adults. Scientists are beginning to figure out why. Not only is crying as natural and justifiable as breathing, the two acts are physically, neurologically, primally intertwined. And in some animals, babies that can't cry can be ignored to death. Blank. 10. Finally, it's back to school time. We talked to children's book authors and illustrators about their memories of school, and their advice for kids and parents starting a new year. In other publishing news, Salman Rushdie has a new book out, and our critic's blistering review calls it exhausting. It tells the story of a wealthy man from Bombay and his 3 pretentious sons, who move into a mansion in Manhattan. Each sentence in it is a Cirque du Soleil leap into a net that only he can see, the critic writes. But he says that the book gets good when it describes a Trump-like villain. Have a great night. Blank. If photographs appear out of order, please download the updated New York Times app from iTunes or Google Play. Your evening briefing is posted at 6 p.m. Eastern. And don't miss your morning briefing, posted weekdays at 6 a.m. Eastern, and your weekend briefing, posted at 6 a.m. Sundays. Want to catch up on past briefings? You can browse them here. What did you like? What do you want to see here? Let us know at briefing@nighttimes.com.